Welcome to the channel and welcome to a very special edition of the Cryptic Mystic. You're in for an absolute treat tonight, and the reason I'm saying that is because I have a setter on the channel who I'm going to solve their puzzle in front of, and that setter in question is none other than PostMark. Regular viewers to the channel will know I've solved a few of PostMark crosswords already on mycrossword.co.uk, and they're absolutely top notch, fantastic. PostMark also sets a stamp in the independent, so I'm beyond excited that he's agreed to come on the channel and let me solve one of his puzzles in front of him. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to PostMark. And here is PostMark himself. PostMark, welcome to the channel. I'm absolutely delighted that you've agreed to do this. How are you today?
I am very good, thank you, Martin, and it is a pleasure to be here. I've enjoyed watching the videos you've done, obviously particularly when they were solving one of mine, but I've enjoyed others as well. And as I said to you a moment ago, before we kind of kicked off, I like your style. I think you're a great solver. I think you explain things really, really well for an audience. Okay. And you have an eye for a surface. And anyone who knows me in crossword world knows that surfaces are something that I put a lot of store by. So you're very much aligned with my way of thinking. So delighted to be here.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure everyone who watches the channel is going to be absolutely delighted that you're on, because your videos where I solve your crosses always go down very well. I think everyone really enjoys your puzzles and enjoys watching me fight with them, as I always say.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I mean, I was quite nervous today, anticipating being on here.
Yeah.
And I know most of the answers, so
you are.
Goodness knows what it must be like for you.
Yeah, this is the most nervous I've been actually making a video since the start of the channel. So let's see what the next.
Oh, it'll be a doddle.
Yeah.
It'll be a doddle.
Let's see what the next 15 minutes to hour and a half are going to be like.
If we're still going at midnight, we'll call it quits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is YouTube, you can watch it 2 times the speed or whatever. You can set the speed. So hopefully that won't be needed. Hopefully it'll be great fun. Well, I cannot wait to get going. So just before we do, if anyone wants to, I'll put a link to this particular puzzle in the video description if you want to play along. And obviously there's PostMark's other fantastic. There's quite a backlog now, isn't there, of puzzles there on mycrossword.co.uk, which is obviously a fantastic website as well for puzzles and cryptics in general.
The first half of my backlog is absolute rubbish, Martin. I would suggest anyone waste their time with that.
Oh, I'm sure you're too modest. I'm sure, PostMark. Right. Okay. Well, look, let's will we get dive in and see where we end up here?
Well, let's do that. I mean, I have taken the liberty, because I'm not doing any solving, of having a glass of wine. I promised myself a slurp every time I've written a clue well enough for you to be able to solve it.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you might be drying out. You might get a bit thirsty at the beginning of this crossword, I think. So I'm going to change the screen now. Let's see what PostMark has in store for us then. So this is your latest puzzle, right? This is
That's right.
From just, I think, well, we're recording this on Tuesdays from last Wednesday, I think, maybe, or something like that.
I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, yes.
Cool. Okay. Brilliant. Well, I'm just going to, there we go. I've got the puzzle in front of me now. So, well, I usually I don't know if anyone else has any other preferences, but I always dive in and do one across. I don't know if do you set a puzzle knowing that people look at one across first? Does that cross your mind at all?
When I'm writing the clues, I tend to go through, in pretty much all the acrosses in order, then all the downs in order. That's when I'm writing the clues. Yeah. But no, when I'm filling in the grid, I don't tend to start with one across. I mean, sometimes you do, but you've either got a theme or you haven't. If you haven't got a theme, you've probably got maybe half a dozen clues you've got in mind, words you think would be fun to clue, and you've come up with a neat idea, and you'll put them in wherever they fit, and then you'll fill the grid around them. So you might end up with a one across that you didn't plan.
Yeah.
If you're doing a theme puzzle, then obviously you've got certain words you've got to fit in.
Yeah.
And quite often one across may well be one of your themed ones, because it's nice to get a feel for the theme early on.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Okay, cool. I wonder if it's a theme in this puzzle. That's something to look out for as well. I think the first one I did of yours, I completely missed the theme. I think I remember.
I quite like background themes where you can solve the puzzle without knowing it's there.
Yeah.
And you can be none the wiser, and then someone says, "Oh, did you realise that they were all names of football clubs, or they're all names of baked beans, or something like that?"
Yeah, excellent. Right, okay, let's see what one across has got in store for me then. This is so it's one making smashing entree, preparing deep fried mutton. 9-3. Right. What am I looking for here? I tend to try and obviously spot potentially where the wordplay is. First of all, I love the idea of what's going on in this clue to start with. It's definitely, we're doing some cooking here, aren't we? Smashing could be an anagram indicator, potentially. I need 12 letters. We've got 9. I'm not sure that's necessarily an anagram indicator. Obviously the question mark could indicate the whole thing is some sort of cryptic definition, maybe. Mutton. One making smashing entree, preparing deep fried mutton. I think I'm going to come back to that one, postmark, because that requires a bit of thought, I think. Yeah, I'm going to come back to it. The hyphenation of it is intriguing as well. I'm trying to think what this last three, the second word could be. Based on mutton. I'm going to come back. I'll come back to it. Let me see. Let's try 9 across. We'll go there, and I will come back. Right. Young man's wife, Mrs. Mop. Right. So, looking at this, I would say normally wife is abbreviated to W. And the construction of this clue make me think that young man maybe is the definition, and this apostrophe S is the link between the definition and the wordplay. That's my first idea of this clue anyway. So this begins with a W, and then what does Mrs. Mop mean? Mrs. Mop is a cleaner, I think. So we're looking for a synonym for that. Whelp, I think it's help, isn't it? Mrs. Mop is a help, like you're a housekeeper type. So I think this is whelp. That's my view on that. What do you reckon? Does that look good to you? Can you remember what you did here?
I cannot remember what I did here. I was waiting until you'd finished, actually, because I realised the thing I haven't checked with you is, do you want me to basically give you the nod of approval when you got it right, or not? Because the answer is that one. You got that one bang on.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Well, you can jump in. I mean, I say wait till I commit 100%, and then you can tell me, because I don't necessarily steer me one way or the other. But yeah, that's a lovely clue.
I was just trying to get Mrs. Mop in there.
Yeah. Excellent. Right. Good. 10 across. Then let's move along. Feeling good now. Every man perhaps runs across irrational online commentary. Every man perhaps runs across irrational. There's a lot of irrational online commentary, isn't there? This could be...
Well, particularly for the every man puzzle on a Sunday.
Yeah. Again, 3-6. Every man perhaps. So I think this is some sort of example of every man. Runs across irrational online commentary. So across could be a word for runs here. Containing irrational online commentary. Everyman. I'm thinking of all different ways I'm thinking of everyman, because when I grew up, there was a guy, every time he was stopped by the police, he would call himself Joe Doe from Idaho. That's his name he always gave, which is a sort of a John Doe thing. I think this is Joe Blogs, isn't it? I think this is my. Just the 3 6s make me think this is an everyman part. I immediately thought of Joe Doe from Idaho for some reason. I don't know why. But I think this is Joe Blogs, which make sense, because runs could be jogs, actually. Hang on, I'm going to write it down and then have a proper look. One sec. Joe Blogs, which is definitely everyman. So runs, we have jogs. Oh, we got blog there as well. An e-blog, of course. An online commentary is an e-blog, I think. Potentially, is that right? That makes sense to me. Or a weblog. Well, blog is short for weblog, isn't it? Is irrational? What does irrational mean here? Does that mean we've taken the initial letter off? Oh God, I'm starting to doubt myself now. PostMark, but I think jogs I'm liking. I like the fact that I can see blog in there, full stop. It's the E. Well, E could be just online, couldn't it? But why is it irrational? Oh. I'm going to leave it there for now. I think I might. I'll when I do the downs, I'll come back and but that's my. I'm 90% sure that's right, although I can't 100% parse it.
So do you want me to stay quiet for now?
Well, yeah, why not? Just for this one.
Alrighty, I'll stay quiet.
Yeah. Right. Next one. Where will I go next? I think I'll try some of the downs now. Let's see if we can make some sense of if it is Joe Blogs. I'll go this way and work my way back. So let's try 6 down. So 6 down is artificial language stripped of Japanese element. Right. First thing I see there. Again, nice sentence. Something's been stripped of Japanese element. So maybe it's I'm pretty sure that could be a J. We're removing a J from something. Artificial language. So I think language is being stripped of a J. Artificial language being stripped of a J, and that definition is element. Right, I'm desperately thinking of a periodic table here. I'm trying to think of an element with a G in it. Going down to trying to work out the definition route here, but I think element's a definition just from the reading. It could be artificial as well, but I think it's element. Argon works actually, because we got a jargon. Jargon is I suppose the artificial language you could call it. Minus the J gives us argon, I believe. I believe that's right. I'm 100% confident in that one, PostMark. So you can say yeah or nay if you like.
Yeah, you're right with that one. Artificial language is one of the deaths of jargon.
Right.
Funnily enough, the Telegraph would not allow J as an abbreviation for Japanese, but the the Chambers does.
Right. Well, there you go. Well, then
the Telegraph would like that.
Right. Well, we'll go with that anyway. I'm happy with that. Very nice. Good. Okay. Well, I'm even more confident about Joe Blogs now. Let's see. Let's see if we can get 5 down. See what that is. So, Imperial unit knocking out base from ship. Right. Again, a fantastic surface there. I got an idea. I got like a picture of like some sort of sea battle in my head.
I was thinking Star Wars.
Oh, there you are. Imperial unit knocking out base from ship. Right. Anyone who watches this channel will know right at the beginning of the channel, this base, I hadn't realized before even when I started the channel, but I see it everywhere now. When you have a base and a clue, it pretty much means E, which is it's like a mathematical reference to do with, I think it's to do with natural logs, I think. So we're taking an E out of a ship and we're getting an imperial unit. I think that's what we're going for here. That's how I'm reading it. So I think the definition is imperial unit. So I think we've got, it has to be, looking at this, has to be, the ship must be a galleon and we're taking the E out. This is gallon. That's a lovely clue. Like that one a lot. Nice. Cool. Very good. I'm thumbsing up the camera over here when I should be thumbsing up you there, PostMark.
Don't worry, I don't mind. I'll sit on the video tomorrow.
Cool. Right. Let's move on then. 4 down. Let's see. Decorate vessel. That's part of the challenge. Decorate vessel. That's part of the challenge. Interesting clue there. Vessel always scares me in cryptics because it can mean so many things. That's sometimes, that is part of the challenge. That could even part of sometimes indicates like a hidden as well, but I don't see anything in there. Part of the challenge. Yeah, I'm not sure with that one yet. Decorate vessel. Yeah, don't know yet. So I'm going to I'll move on. I'll come back. Let's try 3 down. If this is a J, then I'm actually fairly convinced Joe Blogs is right now anyway, but let's try 3 down. Could overcome with ease, reportedly just in time. Right. I think I can see the wordplay here. Well, obviously, reportedly is a homophone indicator. Just in time can be abbreviated to JIT. We got a J there, helpfully. So this ends in JIT. And funnily enough, my son, he's like 16, and he has a band at school, and they call themselves the Egypts. So I think this is Egypt, because he got E's reportedly is a lovely homophone. That's so nice. So we got more than one E. That's EE and JIT. That's Egypt. That's my reading of that. Now, a coot, is a coot another word for an Egypt? I suppose it must be.
Yeah, it is indeed. And I was being a bit cheeky with this one, Martin. Coot is a great friend of mine. It is the pseudonym of a setter on my crossword. So the surface was somewhat making a bit of fun of Coot. But indeed, Coot is a word for an idiot. And you're right with just in time. I've seen some people slightly struggle with that one, but it's it's kind of a manufacturing process.
That's
just
right,
in time, known as JIT.
That's right. You just have everything ready the minute it's needed, basically, isn't it? Or the second that it's needed.
That's right.
Yeah. Very good. That's a lovely clue. I'm sure Coot was very happy with that as well.
Well, until he realised what the definition was, yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Right, let's move on then. This is nice. I'm enjoying this so far. Right, Volkswagen Golf getting into mess about geometry. Wow. Volkswagen Golf getting into mess about geometry. Right. Mess is sticking out here to me as a potentially an anagram indicator. But we have a P here. I don't know where the P is coming from. About geometry. And about, people have heard me say this a million times, there's 6 different uses for about, isn't there, in a cryptic? At least 6, or maybe even 7. It can be it can be circa, or it could mean an anagram, or it mean an insertion, or it could mean a reversal, can't it? And I've seen it once being a hidden as well. I think it indicated a hidden. About geometry, which would, if it was a wordplay indicator, then it indicates in geometry must be in there as well. Maybe I doubt it can't mean Volkswagen, surely. Volkswagen Golf. Oh, I don't see this one yet. This is a trick. This is a tricky. You've been very tricky with your wordplay indicators, or not. Which is all part of it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Okay, we'll come back. Let's come back to that one. Right, one down. I'm going to go with. If I can get one down and one across, you never know. Parse puzzle on dark web. That's a great clue there. I love the surface on that one. We're not quite on the dark web, are we, Mark? I think we're, right front and center.
I don't see you as a dark web element, no.
Parse puzzle on dark web. 5-4. Okay. I'm going to go with the assumption of parse as a definition here. Puzzle on dark web. What could that be? What could puzzle mean here? Anagram, maybe? Oh, 9 letters. You know what? When I first saw this poll, I thought this was 10 letters. For some reason, I read that as 10 letters. It's 9, isn't it? This is 9 letters. Could it be an anagram of on dark web? This could be what puzzle means, and it means parse. So it's literally what I'm trying to do now. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
I'm just looking here for down. Breakdown. Breakdown is the word. The words we're looking for there. Breakdown to parse. Nice. That's a lovely clue. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. That was very nice. I like puzzle as an anagram indicator. That's lovely. Very
good. That was a nice spot, but it worked well, didn't it?
Yeah, very nice. Right, one across is crying out again. Well, let's have a look again at one across. One making smashing entree, preparing deep fried mutton. That's feeling cryptic definition, isn't it? We've got a G here. I'm preparing deep fried mutton. Maybe this is ing as well then. They have to match the old tense or whatever. I'm just going to write ing. Sometimes I like writing the things in there just to get my subconscious to see if I can see anything. One making smashing entree. So it's definitely not an anagram going on here because we got a B now, so there's no anagram. So again, you're being very sneaky there with your smashing. Even preparing is also another one, isn't it? It could also be an anagram indicator.
I don't know if deep fried could be, but
Deep fry could be as well, couldn't it, actually? Oh.
Hell, making.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have it. Oh, this is brilliant. Deep fried. Immediately thinking of Scotland here and Mars bars. This is battering. Preparing deep fried is battering ram, is what it is, isn't it? It's a battering ram, and one making a smashing entree. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. Oh, you come on, you have to be proud of that one.
Yeah, I did like that one.
Oh,
and it's very nice that entree spelt with the accent is exactly the same whether we're talking about part of a meal or an entry or an opening into a building.
Yes, exactly. Or on stage. It's like a stage. Pretty sure it's a stage indication as well, isn't it? Hey, that's brilliant. That's so good. Battering ram. Fantastic. Good. Okay, that maybe is helpful now. Let's try 4 down again. I'm looking. There's not too many words that can be now. Decorate vessel. Oh, this has to be ice. To decorate something is the ice. Ice. Water. Ice. Oh, it's ice bucket. Part of the ice bucket challenge. Very nice. And buckets of vessel. Very good. See, the ice bucket challenge has made a comeback again. Did you notice that? See, both my kids were doing it. I couldn't understand why. They couldn't tell me what they were trying to raise awareness for either. Oh, that's lovely. Decorate vessel as part of the challenge. Very good.
Now that's inked in your letter E, there are 2 irrationals that crossword setters love.
Okay.
One is pi.
Yes.
Which is pi, and the other is E.
Yeah.
And you've also encountered the same E when you came across base.
Yes.
Because base and E are one and the same. I think is it Euler's constant or Euler's constant? And it is the basis of logarithms, as you rightly said. I might be wrong about the Euler, but that's what E is. It's the irrational.
That's the irrational part. Okay.
Yeah. And blog was just simply online commentary.
Right. Got you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. Very nice. So Joe Blogs is right. Yes. Get in. I still don't know why Joe Doe came to my head. It used to make me laugh. That guy, every time we would get stopped a lot by the police back in Northern Ireland, obviously. Not for doing anything, just for existing. And he never gave his real name. It was back in the days when you could not give your real name. Very good. Very nice. Right. Where to now then? Will we try 7 down? Have I tried that one yet? No, I haven't tried that. Let's go 7 down. If we get 7 down, then we can make some progress on the crosses, I think. Small son about to remove trousers. Right. Now, small is nearly always an S. Even son. Oh, hang on a sec. About to remove. Well, small is an S and son is an S usually. And they're about. So I think they are surrounding to remove. And this means trousers. So I think this begins with an S and ends in an S. Now, we need a word for to remove. And trousers. It's like when you get such nice surfaces like this, right? Because it makes complete sense. It's very hard to get your brain away from thinking of trousers as in, the item of clothing. Because sometimes this trousers is used as a hidden word indicator sometimes as well, isn't it? So I wonder if, obviously you've used it as a noun. I wonder if I should be thinking more of the verb. What's that word to remove? Wipe. There we go. Swipes, as in steals. That's lovely. Yes, that's very good. I like that a lot. That's a very nice surface, that one. Brilliant. Okay, nice. Now where to next? 11 across. Let's see. Looks like an interesting word. Thoroughfare where American pays to hire crumpet. Wow. I'm getting Hugh Grant vibes here.
Can you be done for slander on this channel?
Oh dear. Oh yeah, I remember seeing it did have a police photograph, didn't it? Right. Where American pays to hire crumpet. Well, I'm not really sure what's happening here. Does this mean thoroughfare or does it mean crumpet? That word, this PK, it's not so many letters that go in there. Where American pays, what's that mean? It's like a toll road or something. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to come back. I'm looking at 2 down again now. Let's have a look at 2 down because we've got T and P in here. So Volkswagen Golf getting into mess about geometry. Is this geometry based? Is this topology or something? Topology. Again, I have to write this in. I can't see it. Topography. Topology. Oh, golf can be just a G. This is in the NATO alphabet. We got our G here. Getting into mess about. Oh, look at that. That's cool. This is very nice. I've just seen it all came to me there. So we got definition is geometry, I suppose. And then we have
it's a branch of geometry,
yes.
So it's geometry.
Yeah. So then we have the Volkswagen is a Polo. Lovely little car, I remember. Our best mate at school had one, and we spent many a day riding around in it. And then we had mess about is the toy. And then we have the Golf in the middle of it. We have the Golf in there as well. So Golf's getting into mess about. So Volkswagen and Golf are inside mess about, giving us topology. That's nice. That's quite. There's so many ways I could go. Actually, that's very nicely disguised, that one. Very nice.
Thank you. It's lovely when you can use, and you see a lot of setters trying to do this. I mean, it's fantastic. The guys that get it into the, the published nationals. Uh-huh. If you can use something like Volkswagen Golf,
yes,
which just so naturally goes together, that actually it's meaning two subtly different things, but it's two different things. It's lovely if you can achieve that.
Exactly, because that's something for any beginner to crosswords. If the setter is giving you something that goes so nicely together, you just know that you're going to have to separate them. Whatever image is in your head.
But Polo and G was a nice combo to come together.
Brilliant. And what came first there? I mean, obviously you just saw.
Apology was not a word I would have chosen to put in. Mm-hmm. It was, just forced by the words that were around it, and it was the word that fitted. And then you're looking at it thinking, what the hell can I do with this horrible word? And then you start looking for what's in it, and you suddenly spot polo.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even thinking Volkswagen at the time. I was thinking the game.
Yes.
I had various things using a mint.
Okay, yeah.
And then suddenly you just have this moment of inspiration. Say exactly the same as when you solve.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of solving, so I absolutely know it's like the solving side of the table. And you have the light bulb moment, the penny drop moment.
Yeah.
Exactly the same when you're setting, and you suddenly spot, oh my God, I've got a Volkswagen and I've got a Golf, and I can put the two of them together. And what have I got around the outside? TOY, brilliant.
Yeah.
You suddenly got what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 words.
Yeah.
One of which has got to be the definition. So in 6 words, you're managing to cover everything else.
Yeah.
And when you can do that, it's just it's a wonderful feeling.
Yes. No, I totally get that completely. Like I think I've said to you, we do a live stream on a Sunday, and I said a word of the week. This week's word of the week is resides, by the way. If anyone's watching this week and they want to set a clue for resides, send me an email. But that's what people say as well. Most of the people who watch the channel obviously are fairly new to cryptics or getting into it or recently got into it. There's 1 or 2 who've been in cryptics for a while, but now I've got them all trying to set clues. So it takes them. Some of them takes them the whole week to do. So it's as engaging as doing an entire cryptic crossword. I think trying to come up with a decent clue.
I'm sure we'll be welcoming some of them to my crossword in due course.
Yes, well, some have definitely got there already. I'll give a shout out to Tim Shorty and Anthony TP Grammar. I think he's on my crossword. Is TP Grammar, and then there's Kate as well. Kate's a solver. I don't know if she's set anything yet, but
Kate solves everything.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
Cool. Right, that was great. Right, 11 across. I'm looking at that. I don't even know what that word is. Which is a bit worrying because we've got all the letters now. Right, I'm going to leave that for because I'll come back to 11 across. I'm not going to look at it now again. Let's try 13 across. 1 possibly covered in jam to beg some soap. Okay, I think I have this one. This is nice. Nice picture again. So 1 possibly covered in jam is the definition. To beg some soap is the wordplay. The word to beg is the sponge. And some soap. Soap can come as a cake in cake format. Sponge cake. There we are. Definitely possibly covered in jam. Hopefully always covered in jam. Very nice clue, that one, PostMark. Brilliant.
Someone did quibble on my crossword that sponge cakes are not always covered in jam. Mm-hmm. And that is why possibly has to go the clue, because there are sponge cakes that are not covered in jam.
That's true. That is true, indeed. So possibly covers all angles there, doesn't it?
It most certainly does. That's my get out clause.
Nice. Very good. Oh, that was good. I think having the checking letters helped a lot there because the sponge sort of jumped out at me a little bit. Because I can see if it read that completely coldly with no letters, covered in jam, would make you think there's a container clue there potentially. Yeah, brilliant. Very good. Right, onwards and upwards. Let's see. Where are we trying now? Will we go? Let's try 12 across. Why not? We've got quite a lot of letters. With undone flies not being acknowledged. Oh, this has to be read in conjunction with 11 across, does it? Let me just... Small son about to remove trouble with undone flies not being acknowledged. Right, okay. With undone flies not being acknowledged.
It's 11 across, I think, that leads into 12 across.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, the thoroughfare. This one. Oh, this one, yeah. The thoroughfare where American pays to hire crumpet. Very good. Undone flies not being acknowledged. That's excellent. Right. Undone flies. I'm looking at it already. Undone could be an anagram indicator, but can't see where the fodder is for this. Width can be a W. I'm thinking there's a W here. Undone flies, not being acknowledged. Just because it begins with a U, I'm thinking not being acknowledged is the definition. Is this some sort of on something? Oh, hang on. Is flies an anagram indicator then? I'm just seeing we've got quite a lot of the letters of undone. 6 and the W would give us 7. Not being, so it's definitely on something. If I'm right, then it ends in ED. It works. It would match the tense. So what are we left with? The W with unowned, not being acknowledged. There we go. I think that's right.
You got that one right.
Very
It's
nice.
a shame that the ended up being repeated, but it was a relatively small thing. It didn't worry me too much.
No, that's really good. Cool. Okay, let's go 8 down. Things said sotto voce when Roman dates. Things said sotto voce when Roman dates. Right. This means under your breath, doesn't it? I think sotto voce means under your breath, doesn't it? When Roman dates. Okay, I think I have this. Very nice. Roman dates, I think you're thinking Julius Caesar here, in general, or Ides of March. So Roman dates are Ides. And when, another one, sometimes it's just very innocuous and a clue, but can usually means as, doesn't it? Or it can mean as anyway. So we have the as with the Ides, and we get asides, which are usually said sotto voce. Does that mean under your breath, or does it mean?
It does.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. That's a nice clue there. When Roman dates.
Well, you've got the asides. I suppose the two that are most typical are things said under your breath, not necessarily for someone else to hear, and the other one obviously is the things said on stage, which are intended for the audience to hear.
Yes.
But in context, the rest of the cast are supposed not to hear it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, depends on your perspective there. Yeah, absolutely. That's good. I wonder if that's given anyone a thought about how they could come up with a clue for resides this week. Roman dates, very nice. Okay, lovely. Let's go. 15 across. Cheap hotel chain held back accessibility checks. Okay, I have this. I'm going to ring a bell. I don't know if you ever heard me ringing a bell, but I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Have I got the reverse? Oh, let's see. I've got 2 bells. I've got a bell for a forwards hidden and a bell for a backwards hidden, which is not a bell. It's basically a reversed bell.
Leb.
So there, you can't hear it, but I think everyone else could hear that, even though I couldn't hear it in my ear either. But I think everyone else could hear that. So this is a hidden word. Cheap hotel chain is the definition. Held back, so it's reversed in here somewhere. It's there, look. Ibis. How do we pronounce that? Ibis? I think I say Ibis, but maybe it's Ibis. I've stayed in 1 or 2 of them. They're French, aren't they? Are they French?
They are indeed.
Yeah. Quite cheap and cheerful. There's one near Euston Station I've stayed in a couple of times, actually. Well, many years ago. Very good. Lovely. I love a hidden clue. Lovely. Good. Right. Top half is looking alright. Let's see. We venture into the bottom half then and see how we go. When you finish the crossword, do you ever look at, do you have an idea of what the last clue end's going to be? Or do you think about that at all? Or is it more you clue in just?
Well, there's I'm not directly answering your question, but there is a theory out there that suggests solvers should always start in the bottom right-hand corner on the basis that the setter will have got tired by the time he gets to the end. So clues will be crap and easy to solve.
Right.
I'm not convinced that actually follows. Sometimes, like I said, if you seed a grid with words that you've already got ideas for, it may well be that one of those ends up right at the end, and it's hopefully a humdinger. So I don't think it necessarily follows at all. I think that puzzles pretty much maintain their difficulty right the way across. So if it's an easy puzzle, it's easy right the way through. If it's a hard puzzle, it's hard right the way through.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's quite nice if there is some form of a theme to have the last clue having something to do with it.
Right.
Particularly if you want to then give away that there was a theme.
Yeah, got you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing a theme yet, if there is one. But, let's see. Okay, cool. Okay, let's venture into the second half. Let's try 18 across and see what that does for us. Leading knight in square conceded to force forfeit. Okay. Leading knight in square conceded to force forfeit. There's lots going on there. Knight is very often just an N, isn't it? But then leading knight could be a K. In square conceded to force forfeit. What is the definition here? Did forfeit? In square conceded. God, I don't know what's happening there. Got all excited when I saw knight. I thought, okay, there's the N as well. It could be, it's in square conceded. I don't know yet. I'm going around in circles in my head here. Force. Like force could also be an F. God, there's so many things here. I don't know what square can refer to. Square. Conceded. To force. Oh God. I'm going to come back to that one. That's tricky. You're probably sitting there thinking this is the easiest clue in the puzzle.
No, I'm not.
This is pretty tricky. I think that's a tricky one. There's so much going on. I'm trying to work out what conceded could mean. Conceded to. A given way. Oh, I'll come back. Let's try 18 down. Hopefully I'll get 18 down and then we're... right. Picture beneficial to promoting right religion. Picture beneficial to promoting right religion. Oh God. The right, what is the right religion, eh? Picture beneficial to promoting right religion. Well, right is very often abbreviated to an R. So I've seen this type of thing before. We're talking about promoting right. Or promoting in a cryptic means, so if you have a word and maybe the word ends in an R, then promoting right means you move it up within the word. So just move the R around. Beneficial to could be pro. If we promote write in Pro, we're doing RPO instead, aren't we? But I don't know. Oh, this is tricky. Right, I'm going to do 22 across. We'll come back to that one as well. Okay, intimidate old European, installing very green energy. Nice. There's so many words in here that are usually abbreviated. Which ones are you using it? Like we got O,
all of them.
E, V, G, and E. It's definitely installing, I think, is saying put inside. So we got old European. And inside it, it has very green energy. Does this mean intimidate? So it begins with an O, does it? O. Very green energy. Old European installing very. This way, you have to sort of, sometimes when you get stuck like this, you just read part of the sentence and see if you can make sense of that. Even old European installing very could be a V inside an O and an E. Intimidate. I have it. I think I have it. This is over. It definitely starts O-V-E. I think this is overall. Overall. God, that's tricky, that one. So, old is O. European is E. V is very. Green is raw. Brilliant. And energy is an E. There we go. Overall. Yes.
Bang on.
Oh, wow. That felt like I was on a tightrope there of some description. That was that's great. Those are very satisfying to solve, those types of clue there. When you work out where to stop thinking, where to stop reading. Which is so tricky to do because your brain just wants to put all the words together and make sense of the whole sentence, doesn't it? Right, great.
What you always hope is that it may seem complicated when it's first read.
Yeah.
But when you've actually solved it and passed it, you actually realise, you know what? It wasn't actually that tricky at all.
Yeah.
It's just two letters with a V in between them and two things following on immediately afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. But I suppose you have to know that that's a possibility as well, don't you? That I think this is where
green for raw is the thing that you've got to spot.
Yeah. That's very good. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go 25 across, and hopefully, if I get that, then we're in some sort of happy land. I think. Let's see.
I'm afraid this is a Sunday night clue. This is.
Oh, is it? Let loose excreta. Brilliant! It's free. Oh, this would fit right in on Sunday night. I'm telling you that. That's brilliant.
So will another one.
Oh, really? Great. Now, what is the word I'm looking for here? Let loose. It's free. Oh, this is an anagram. Let loose. So we're making an anagram here of, I think, excreta it. Aren't we? That's 7. Yeah, that's 9. Extricate is the word, I think. Yes, extricate is to free. I'm happy with that. What a clue that was.
Well, the fun thing about that one is it works in both directions as well. Yeah. Because you could also have free is your anagram indicator.
Oh, yes, exactly. And let loose.
And the answer is let loose.
Brilliant. That's nice. Is that got a particular name, that type of
wordplay? I don't know it.
Palindromic wordplay. Very nice. Great stuff. Okay, let's try 23 down. We got there. I'll come back to this 18 corner in a minute. Going naked, ruin poetic inspiration. Going naked, ruin, poetic inspiration. Right. I think naked normally means, if you think of a word as wearing clothes, and the clothes of a word would be the outer letters, wouldn't it? So you'd remove any outer letters of a word. We're not removing the outer letters of going, which I maybe would have thought, because the E and the T are stopping me doing that. So maybe going naked is the act of removing the outer letters. Of ruin, poetic inspiration. I think we need a synonym for ruin. Poetic inspiration. This sounds like a very specific thing. I don't know. I'm going to come back to that one. I'll come back to it. Let's try 21 down. Let's see. Race with a twist, no one to beat. Race with a twist, no one to beat. This feels twist, so it feels like we're reversing something here, I think. No one. Could be, one is usually an I. Literally just an I from the Roman numeral. To beat or race. Oh, it's nation, isn't it? It's nation. Race is, every time I see race, I immediately forget that it can be a way of describing a people. I don't know. Especially when you write it like this as well. It's so good. Nation, I think, is the answer. So we have our no I at the bottom there. And then to beat is to tan, I suppose. You can tan. It's to beat, isn't it? So
yeah. Tan's on his backside.
Yeah. Bring me back to my school days again. So nation. There we go. Very nice clue there. I like the twist. Brilliant. Okay. 14 down. Let's just keep going across. Rally Ace was busy avoiding B roads. That's a cool clue. Rally Ace was busy avoiding B roads. Avoiding B is sticking out here to me. I'm thinking we're taking the B away from something. Nine letters. Right, I'm having a look here. I always try and find an anagram in every clue, actually. It's just as a starting point. It's a good thing
Solid
to do.
Policy.
It's a good
Solid
thing
policy.
to do, yeah. But the first person who introduced me to cryptics was my further maths teacher. And that's what the one thing I remember him saying to me was that there's always 5 anagrams in a cryptic, or 4 or 5 anagrams in a cryptic. He used to make us try and do the times cryptic. Well, we hadn't a clue, but he would do it in front of us. But he would point out the anagram clues. So that's the one thing I took with me, was I always look at the number of letters and then see if I can make it with any of the words in the clue. But if we take the B out of Ace was busy, then we got 9 letters. Rally could be a very nice anagram indicator. What are we talking about? Roads. It's plural. It ends in S, I reckon. So causeways. That's a lovely clue there.
Thank you.
It's such a good surface, that one. Really good.
Well, it was lovely to discover rally. I was slightly surprised, actually, that the first definition in Chambers is to rearrange. But of course, right, when you rally the troops,
yeah,
it's basically, they're in retreat. You rally them. You basically reorganize them to go forward again. So rally is organize.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why it all kind of came together.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
Your point about anagrams, by the way, the way that setters tend to look at it is you allocate 1 point for a full anagram, half a point for a partial anagram, and you want to have round about 6-ish points in a puzzle, maybe 7.
Right. Okay.
So that gives you a rough feel. So you might have 5 full anagrams and 2 or 3 partial anagrams, and that is as much as you should do. A lot of people will perhaps aim for 6, so that's 4 full anagrams and maybe 4 partial anagrams.
Right. Okay, I see. This is like an unwritten law then?
Or
is it actually a written law?
Wrong word to use, Martin. It's code, convention. It's just what people do, and you can break it. And frankly, no one's really going to criticize you for it. You could produce 10 anagrams in a puzzle if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it would feel a little bit repetitive for the solver.
Yeah.
But if there were 10 bloody brilliant anagrams, well, frankly, few solvers will complain.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think the anagram clue is the solver's friend, really. I think it's usually what gets you out of a corner, I think, if it's well placed anyway. Like, some of the ones I used to do in the Telegraph, they would literally have like maybe a 15 letter anagram clue going from one across, and then you could pretty much complete the puzzle for you. Brilliant. Very good. Okay, right, where to now then? Where do we try? We try 19 across. Have I tried 19 across yet? No, I haven't. Okay. Cook to rustle up dish for Spooner. 6-4. Now, Spooner clues, if anyone is watching doesn't know what the use of Spooner in a clue usually means we're looking for some sort of Spoonerism. And a Spoonerism is like a 2-word phrase, or 2-word. It's just for ease of explanation. It's a 2-word phrase where you swap the initial sounds of the 2 words. So, instead of saying battering ram, you would say rattering bam, for example. So that's usually a Spooner. Which then, Spooner clues are the ones that make my head ache the most, because I end up going back and forward. I twist back on myself usually, and I adjust the letters too many times, and then I forget what I'm actually looking for. Cook to rustle up dish for Spooner. I don't know what this is yet. Dish for Spooner. Six, 4. Oh, hang on. Hang on a minute, PostMark. Cook is also an anagram indicator. Just haven't talked about anagrams a minute ago. Are you being super crafty here with the Spooner business? Because that's 10 letters. Oh God, this is brilliant. This is the best clue. This is so good. Wow. So this is.
I am struggling not to smile at this point.
Oh my God, this is a brilliant clue. How did you come up with this? This is soup. Oh, is a Spooner as in someone with a spoon? That is so good. We got turtle soup. Turtle soup. My God. That's devious, that clue. That's so good.
I did have the pleasure of watching someone else live solve this last week, and yep, they were absolutely flummoxed by that one because I would fall for it if I was solving. I'd see Spooner in there, and that is a Spoonerism, and I would be working my brain to bits trying to crack what Spoonerism it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun to come up with that one.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so good.
It's just lucky that Turtle Soup anagrams is to rustle up.
Yes, that's amazing. It does that as well. God, there we are. Cook, and cook is it's such a common anagram indicator, actually, isn't it? So,
but you said earlier on when you talked about Volkswagen Golf that the problem is you read the words in the surface, and what does a cook do? They rustle up things. It's a phrase you've used dozens of times, so you don't think of it as this is actually telling me to anagram this very obvious phrase. So it's a bit misleading, but
that's brilliant. This clue is everything you need to know if you're a beginner. Everything you need to know about cryptic crosswords and how to solve a clue is this clue. Just don't let your brain go down one alley, basically. Oh, that's so good. There's so much disguise. Oh, amazing. Brilliant stuff. Wow. Okay. Right, 16 down. Let's go there. Let's see. What trumpeter produces great surprise? What trumpeter produces great surprise? Well, I'm thinking produces feels like a linky type word here, so something links the wordplay in the definition. Can be a neutral word. Maybe this means great surprise. Maybe what trumpeter does. What does a trumpeter do? Could be blows. Blows. Can't think of what the 4-letter word is. Trumpeter definitely blows. Produces. Can't think of the word. I'll come back to that one. I'm going to come back to it. Right, let's try 24 across. Cheese, the French exchange, mostly at home. Okay. I'm fairly convinced this is a type of cheese we're looking for here. So what's going on in this clue? We have at home is 9 times out of 10 it's in, as in if you're in, you're at home, as opposed to not being at home when you're out. So I think this ends in IN. The French can be, very commonly this would be le or la or le. It usually means, when you see something like this, it usually means just give the French equivalent of the word preceding. But it's a cheese. We're looking for a cheese ending in IN. What's exchange mean then? The French exchange. And mostly would mean don't use the whole word. Do you take the last letter off, maybe? French exchange. Oh, hang on. The French exchange. I think I have it now. God, I've gone round and round in circles here. The French exchange is the bourse, isn't it? The bourse it's called. So if we take I think it's got an E in the end of it. We take that off. The cheese is boursin, Boursin. We've definitely got IN at the end, right? And then BOURS, boursin. That's a cheese. I'm fairly convinced that's right. And the bourse is the French stock exchange, isn't it? Like the Dow Jones.
You are right. You are right.
Lovely.
According to Chambers, bourse has been adopted in English and means an exchange anyway. But given it's a French cheese, I thought to use the French stock exchange fitted nicely with the surface.
Very nice. Very nice. And again, this is that's such a common use. The French is nearly always le or la as well. Mm-hmm. You're definitely like a distraction, don't you? Right, 24 down, if we try that. Okay, right. Ballet occasionally on ESPN. Oddly, that's censored. You could see ballet being censored on ESPN, couldn't you? Very good. So occasionally, here's a classic wordplay indicator. So it usually means take the alternate letters of a word. And we have a B already and the E, so that's making me confident this is BLE. Not E, LE. On ESPN, oddly. Now, oddly is another version of occasionally. Only you're looking at the odd letters. So we're taking the E and the P of ESPN and we get bleep. That's definitely something. If something's censored, you bleep it, don't you? Very nice. That's a cool clue. Great surface there, I have to say. Very neat. Cool. Brilliant. Right, where to now? 17 down, let's try. Have we tried that one? No, we haven't. Question occupying gathering. Principally, should testators subdivide legacies? Oh, good God.
No, I would agree with you. Oh, good God. I said I like surfaces. That's one I shouldn't have probably put in, but yeah.
Oh, what's happening here? Right, question can be a Q, maybe. And it's occupying gathering. So it could be inside something. And if there's a Q in this word, it's going to be here, I think, because there's a U following right after it. Hold on. Principally. But then principally could mean the initial letter of should. ST. Legacies. The principally usually means initial letter. If I'm right about the occupying gathering, then principally refers to should. It could refer to should testators. So, because I can't imagine I'm looking for a synonym of that word. I don't think. Legacies. Bequests. Bequests is a word, I think it is. Oh, hang on a sec. Is that right? We got should testators divide, maybe, is STS. Question occupying gathering. Question QU. No. Hang on a sec. Gathering is what? I'm not getting the powers of this. Reasonably confident a bequest is right based on legacies. Occupying bit. Gathering. Oh God, I don't see the power. I can't see it. Ugh. I think it's right, but I can't see it. What is the gathering bit? B E I don't see the gathering. I'll come back. I'm fairly sure it's bequest. There's a C26 across. Character spreading seed, releasing hot stream.
I did warn you.
My Sunday night crowd are going to love this. Absolutely love it. Character spreadsheet releasing hot stream. So hot can be an H. That's where I'm starting this from. Trying my best not to think about the surface here.
Good.
As you should do with every cryptic crossword clue. Some more than others. Releasing hot. So something's releasing hot. We're taking an H out of something. Character spreading seed. Oh, I call it on. This is, you sow seeds, don't you? This is sower. So shower minus the H. Sower. That's cool. That's very nice. What a surface.
Sorry for that one.
That's so good.
Yeah, well, I don't do that many rude ones, but that one, I'm afraid, was hard to avoid.
Yeah.
I did send it to a pal, a fellow setter, saying, "Is this a bit rich for my crossword?" He said, "Hell, there's been a lot worse than that." He said, "Go for it." So I did.
Yeah, there's been some unbelievable crosswords on there. Right, let's go. I'm going back to 16 and down now because we got this. Definitely blows. Anyway, I'm going to just put it straight on blows. Right. Oh no, spell properly. Come on. So what trumpeter does basically. Oh, blows away. It is. So produces great supplies is the actual definition. Then blows away. Well, what a trumpeter does, they blow away, don't they? Very good. Very nice.
You did say produces could well be the link word.
Yeah.
I quite like trying to do as many clues as I can without link words.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them at all. And in fact, they can really contribute to surfaces. But if you can produce clues without them, it is a bit of fun because it makes it slightly trickier for the solver because you haven't got those fors and froms and things that tell you where the definition is.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. That was my, people get sick of me saying that when, as soon as you see a from, you know where the definition is basically. Usually anyway. But yeah, no, that's great. Well, if you can use a link word that's not a link word, that's very nice.
Produces surprise, blows away.
Yeah, very good. Okay, 20 down, let's go. We got every other letter here. Storeroom originally set aside for new baked goods. Another nice surface. This has to be pantry, I think, and this is storeroom as a definition. Originally set aside, or even storeroom, set aside for new baked goods. How's that working? Something for new. News and N. Oh, is this like... It is pantry, isn't it? It is pastry and becomes pantry. Set is an S. Yes, okay. So we're basically saying replace an S with an N of pastry, and that gives us pantry, which is storeroom. So the storeroom originally, is that what you mean as the definition? Is like an old?
No, not quite.
Okay.
The hardest ones to spot, and you've picked this up on previous solves that you've done, is to spot the unlit.
Oh, right, okay.
So storeroom originally is the S.
Oh, yes.
Set aside for new is replaced by N in baked goods, which is pastry.
Yeah, wow.
Pantry, but the whole thing tells you it's a storeroom set aside for, amongst other things, new baked goods.
Fantastic. Andlets, they're, amazing. They're like another level on top. That's very good indeed. Yeah.
Although actually, funnily enough, I think your pass would have just about worked as a normal clue. Definition storeroom, originally set being the S.
Yeah.
Aside for new it would be a slightly clumsy substitution indicator, but you could just about get away with it. So it could work that way. But what I had in mind was the amulet.
Yeah, got it. Nice. Well, very nice indeed. Very good. Okay. Right, we got 27 across. And based on a couple of clues you've had, I'm a bit worried about what the answer is for this for this one. I haven't even seen it yet. What is going on here? Let's see. Callus is hard, whitish, crusty thing. Wow, that's nice. Callus is hard, whitish, crusty thing. Oh, this is such a nice clue. I love this one. Cornish pasty we're talking here. So, crusty thing is a definition. Callus is a corn. Is gone straight in as is. And hard can be an H, as in your pencil rating. And then whitish could be pasty, couldn't it? Cornish pasty. Very nice. That's a lovely clue there. Whitish, crusty thing. I love that. Cool. Very good.
Not the most pleasant of surfaces.
No,
but,
no. Brilliant. Right. Okay, we've got these 4 clues left. Where should I go?
Get 23 out of the way.
Let's try 23. Go on. Going naked, ruin, poetic inspiration. Right, so I'm thinking of this as we're looking for a synonym of ruin, and we're going to take out the outer letters, and it's going to give us poetic inspiration. I'm thinking of words for ruin now. So do we need a 7-letter word for ruin? Destroy. That gives us estro, which fits. I have no idea what that word is.
On the basis of which, you're absolutely right. This is one of those occasions. There were 2 words I would not have wanted to put in the grid. One was topology, and the other was estro. It is in the dictionary. It does mean poetic inspiration. It comes from the Italian, and it was the only thing that would fit. So I tried to do it as easily as possible with a really obvious take off the outer letters clue.
Yeah.
Ruin, destroy, I felt were pretty accessible synonyms.
Yes.
And poetic inspiration is the dictionary definition. So
got you.
I made it as easy as I could, but yeah, it's a bit of a bugger of a word.
Yeah, definitely one I'd have to look up afterwards, I think, to see if it is a word, but I would probably go with it based on, I can't think of many other synonyms. But destroy is going to be one of the first ones you come up with when you're thinking ruin, isn't it?
I think if you're putting a really difficult word in, you owe it to the solver to make it as easy a solve as you can.
Yeah. Cool.
It's unfair to anagram something like that, for example, because you leave the solver with a really difficult job.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Hidden is quite a good way of doing those sorts of things. And I did wonder whether to just have it hidden in destroyer or something like that. But I thought, well, it's as near as damn it the same thing.
Yeah. No, very nice. No, you did well there to get that in, I think. Right, 18 down, let's go. Come on. Picture beneficial to promoting right religion. So, is the definition religion or is it picture? Picture beneficial to promoting right religion. I'm still thinking my feeling about the right is correct. I think we're bringing an R somewhere that isn't originally. From beneficial to. I want to say pro, but it's not pro because we're not doing anything with the R. Picture. So I'm trying to think of, just trying to not think about the sentence. Picture. Beneficial to promoting right. Oh, hang on. So a picture can be beneficial to. Oh, I think I have it now. This is cool. You used to go to the pictures. We used to say it all the time. We would go to the pictures. Don't say it anymore for some reason. But this is a movie. We're talking about a movie here. That's so good. So nice. So this is an F. This is frozen. So it's 4 is beneficial to. So, and then we're promoting the right within 4. So we're promoting the R within the word 4. And that gives us fro. And then religion, we're going for Zen. Neat. That's lovely. Very good picture. That's very good. Right.
I had someone post on my crossword the day after they'd solved it saying, my only question is about 18 down because I've got Chambers open and I can't see how picture and frozen could possibly be synonyms.
All right.
And you sort of say, it's a film.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, funny, my kids would never say a film was a picture. That just doesn't come into their head anymore. But
no, by going to the pictures.
We used to go to the pictures all the time.
Motion picture, we call them.
Yeah, true. You go to the picture house even.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, 18 across. Come on, we got this now.
Wrap it up now, Martin.
Leading knight in square conceded to force forfeit. This has to be fine. Is a forfeit, is a fine, right? Fine. Now, leading knight. What? This. In square. Oh, hang on. You've done another substitution, haven't you? So. Leading knight. Oh, cool. So, knight is an N. And the square. So, how's this working? We're talking about a square number here. There's quite a bit of maths in this crossword. PostMark. Very nice.
Maths, cooking.
Yay.
X.
Yeah. So we got 9 is the word we're dealing with to begin with. And then we're conceding to force. So we're taking the leading N because there's 2 N's. This is why you have to have leading in there. So we got this N and that N. It's conceding to force. So we're putting an F in instead and we get forfeit. Fine. Yes. Lovely.
You don't have to specify which of more than one letter you're dealing with, but it's nice if you can.
Yeah.
You could have simply said knight in square, and the answer is it's either going to be nif or fine. Well, there's no such thing as nif, so consequently it must be fine, but it's quite nice to actually identify which letter of 2 you are talking about.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, let's go. 11 across. It feels like 2 years ago we were looking
You
at this.
must know this word, surely.
But it has the. I think it's okay. I can see it ends in let from to higher, right? So this is crumpet we're looking for here. Oh God, it's pikelet, isn't it? It's pikelet. Very nice. Like as in a turnpike. Oh, look at that. You confetti. Do you see that?
I did see it.
Brilliant. So you no longer have to do a check grid then?
No,
right?
that's Raiders updates over the course of this week to the system. So
fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. Wow, what great fun that was. PostMark, that was such a good laugh. I
hope it was fun. It's taken you a while, but I hope it was a fun while.
It took me ages. Yeah.
That was probably me talking, so don't worry about that.
No, that was so good. There's some fantastic clues there, I have to say. Turtle soup, though, that's hats off for turtle soup.
Yeah, turtle soup's the clue. That's the clue of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely. How long does it normally take you to write a puzzle?
It used to be, I've got slower the further I progressed, the longer I've been doing it. I've got slower in doing it. I would like to think, wasn't there some chap who once was quoted as saying, apologies for the long letter, I don't have time to write you a short one. It would be lovely that if I could do them as quickly as I used to, but the ones I used to do were crap. It pays to take the time. Frankly, these days, this one probably took about 4 days, I suspect.
Wow, amazing. Well, time well spent, PostMark. That's what I say. Probably everyone else watching this will say that.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Martin.
That was so good. So good.
And well solved, mate. Well solved. You got to the bottom of everything.
Yeah, pretty much. It was quite nerve-wracking to start this, thinking, God, if we come up against some funky clues, it could be fun. But that was really good fun. So brilliant stuff. There we go. So that was fantastic fun. PostMark, thank you very much again for agreeing to come on. I hope it wasn't too painful to watch me trudge my way through there.
Martin, it was a delight to watch you get your way through there. And, hats off to you, mate. You've got everything solved, everything passed. You got there in the end, and had a bit of fun doing it. That's the objective.
Indeed. And Turtle Soup, that will go down in history. That clue, absolutely. I'll never look at a spoon through the same way again.
Call me big-headed if you like, but I don't mind admitting I'm proud of that one.
Yeah. If I had a clue of the year, this would be up there. Definitely be in the nominations anyway, I would say. Fantastic stuff. Well, there you are. If you're still watching, well done for sticking with it as well. And I hope you really enjoyed watching me get through that. And obviously it's great to have PostMark on here too to hear his thoughts as we went through. Thanks again, PostMark, for coming on.
My pleasure.
That's it for us. So like, subscribe, comment, let PostMark know what you think of his puzzle. And obviously there's a link in the video description to all his other puzzles as well. So go and check them out. You'll have great fun just like I did. So that's it for now. So thank you very much. It's goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from PostMark.
Goodbye from me.